The tunnel was never on the map. Sammy hadn't meant to find it. He just followed the sound. A faint metallic clink, clink, echoing beneath the highway bridge at midnight. Fog blanketed the road, blurring the world into a ghostly film reel. His phone light flickered over the edge of an overgrown slope, revealing a shape half swallowed by vines. An old brick arch, cracked and dark. Its rusted sign barely legible. Hill 49 drainage, closed since 1987. Hello? Sammy called, his breath visible in the cold. The echo came back, low, low. Help me, he froze. That last one wasn't his voice. A rusted flashlight rolled out from the darkness and stopped at his feet, still glowing faintly. Then from inside, a whisper. You dropped this last time. He stumbled backward, heart hammering. When he blinked, the tunnel looked wider than before, like it had inhaled. And from deep within came a sigh, long and heavy, like the breath of something ancient that had been waiting. Sammy was a freelance photographer who made art from decay. Abandoned factories, forgotten rail lines, ghost stations. He hunted beauty in the broken. But tunnels fascinated him most. He said they were the veins of the dead city. He'd heard of Hill 49 while shooting storm drains for a photo series called The Silence Beneath. Two old men at a tea stall had whispered about it. They sealed it in '87. They never got the bodies out. After the flood, they heard knocking from inside. That night, the name wouldn't leave him. Hill 49, no records, no coordinates, nothing online. But when obsession replaces sleep, it becomes direction. So now he stood before the tunnel, camera strapped, tripod in hand. The mist smelled like wet iron. His instincts told him to leave. His curiosity told him to step closer. He aimed his camera and snapped a photo. The flash burst, revealing a childlike silhouette standing deep within the arch. When the flash died, the figure was gone. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. Keep the light steady. He frowned. Who's this? No reply. A sound rose, a dragging rhythm like cloth soaked in water scraping stone. He clicked again. This time the photo showed something behind him. A blurred, pale figure. Long hair, black mouth, arms reaching. Sammy turned fast, nothing there. Only fog and silence. But his phone screen lit again. You're late this time. And beneath it, a new wallpaper. A photo of Sammy standing in front of the tunnel. Taken from inside. Sammy returned the next night. He told himself it was for answers, not fear. He brought a larger light, extra batteries, and a drone. But the deeper he went, the weaker everything became. Wi-Fi, GPS, even the hum of city life, all died at the entrance. Inside, the tunnel was lined with dripping walls and corroded pipes. The floor sloped downward, slick with stagnant water. The air tasted metallic. Every few steps, his light flickered. And always somewhere far ahead, a sound, not echo but reply. Hello? Low. Help. He exhaled sharply. That's just reverberation, physics. The walls, however, seemed to breathe. Then, he saw something carved into the wall. A name, scratched repeatedly in uneven strokes. Sami, Sami, Sami. His pulse stuttered. He stepped back, whispering, No, I've never been here before. The flashlight buzzed, dimming. In its last flicker, something shimmered ahead. A metal door bolted shut with hazard stripes faded by rust. Beside it, an old flood control panel blinked faintly red. He knelt. The panel displayed a warning, system sealed. Personnel count, 5 remaining. Sammy whispered, Remaining? Since 1987? Then the display changed. 6 remaining. He stepped back. The number changed again. Remaining. The hum deepened to a human tone. Then very softly, from the dark behind him, 8. He spun, beam trembling. The air rippled. A woman's figure emerged from the mist, skin gray-blue, eyes milk-white, soaked hair hanging down her shoulders. Her hands were raw, as if scraped against stone for years. You came back, she said. He choked on breath. No, I don't. You said you'd open the door. Her voice cracked like glass. She lifted a trembling hand toward the sealed gate. We waited. Sammy bolted. The beam swung wildly, revealing flashes. Faces pressed against the tunnel walls from the inside, mouths open in silent screams. Their outlines faded as he passed, melting into the concrete. He didn't stop running until daylight stabbed his eyes. Outside, the hillside looked unchanged. Birds chirped. Trucks rumbled on the distant highway, but his camera contained new photos, dozens, all taken in total darkness. Each showed him walking deeper. And behind him, the figures followed. He couldn't let it go. He went back one final time, before midnight, hoping light might help. This time, he set up motion sensors, recording devices, multiple flash units. The plan, capture-proof, get out. At 12:04 a.m., the tunnel door slammed shut behind him. The air turned heavy as water. His flashlight dimmed, leaving only the camera flash for bursts of light. Flash. Concrete walls. Empty. Flash. Footprints in the mud. Bare. Small, wet flash. A shape bending toward him. Eyes glowing faintly white. He tried to run, but the tunnel twisted. The path that led in no longer led out. Water seeped from the ceiling, whispering words as it fell. "Stay with us." "Don't leave again," he screamed. "What do you want?" "You promised." Images exploded behind his eyes. A flood. Men trapped inside, pounding on a sealed hatch. A young engineer, terrified, forced to close the gate to save the city. His name tag, Sami Ahmed, his breath caught. He wasn't the first Sami, he was the echo. The tunnel wasn't haunted by strangers, it was haunted by memory. Every few decades the city forgot, but the tunnel remembered. It called a new Sami each generation, pulling him in to replace the fading echoes of the last. He dropped the camera and ran toward the light. But there was no light, only water rising. He pounded the metal door from the inside like they had. His screams bounced off the stone and came back. "You promised! You promised! You promised!" At dawn, workers repairing drainage lines near the old highway discovered a camera lodged in the mud. The footage inside was mostly static, except for brief flashes, a man's face wet and pale, his mouth open, his eyes hollow. The final frame showed the tunnel wall. Freshly scratched words spelled out in rust-colored streaks. "Open it." They sealed the tunnel again that evening, welding the door shut. The city passed another ordinance forbidding exploration after midnight, but sometimes, drivers say, when the fog thickens and the air tastes metallic, you can still hear the echo. A faint clink, clink, from under Hill 49. And if you stop your car, roll down your window, and listen very closely, you might hear a voice whisper from below, "Keep the light steady." Rain hammered the empty streets like broken glass. Nadia hunched under her umbrella, cursing the weather and the overtime that kept her late at the call center. Midnight again. The city was asleep, except for the hum of storm drains swallowing the downpour. As she passed the underpass near Firozapur Road, a metallic voice drifted up from one of the grates. "It's cold down here." She froze mid-step. Rain poured through the gaps, gurgling. She leaned closer, squinting into the darkness below. The tunnel glistened with moving water. Something pale shifted just beyond reach, small, almost human. Then the voice again. "Could you hold my hand?" Her stomach twisted. "Who's there?" "Please don't leave me again." A small hand, thin, soaked, trembling, rose from the black water, fingers stretching toward her. Lightning flashed, and in that instant, she saw a face beneath the grate, a girl's face, eyes wide open, staring right at her, lips forming a silent scream before the current swallowed her whole. The rain hissed louder. When Nadia blinked, the hand was gone. Only the grate remained, and beneath it, faint whispers that didn't sound like water anymore. Nadia didn't believe in ghosts. She believed in exhaustion, caffeine, and bills. The girl in the drain became just another story she told her co-workers to get through the night shifts. But that face haunted her. Pale. Blue. Familiar somehow. Her friend. Ali teased her over lunch. "You're overworked, that's all. Stop watching horror shows before bed." But she hadn't watched anything. She'd only dreamed, and in every dream she stood by that same grate while the voice whispered from below. "I'm still here." After 3 nights, she went back. The rain had stopped, the road was dry, and the tunnel beneath the grate looked harmless. She crouched, running her phone light over the bars. The beam caught movement, hair floating just under the surface. Her heart clenched. "Is someone down there?" "Yes," the reply came instantly, clear and cold. "You promised to come back." Nadia stumbled back, her phone slipping from her hand and clattering onto the pavement. The voice shifted, soft, pleading. Please, it's dark. Just lift the cover. Nadia grabbed her phone and ran. Behind her, the drain gurgled. Then, impossibly, it laughed. By morning, her nerves were in shreds. She barely slept. At work, voices on the headset blurred with the one from her dreams. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? They all sounded the same. She decided to prove to herself it was nothing. That evening, she borrowed Ali's flashlight and returned to the underpass. The grate had been moved slightly, lifted just an inch. Enough for a hand to slip through. Nadia whispered, "This isn't funny." No response. Only the echo of dripping water and a faint childlike hum. She shone the beam downward. The tunnel stretched farther than it should, like it bent, impossible in space. Then she saw her reflection in the water. Except her reflection was smiling. Her lips weren't moving. But the images were. "You shouldn't have left me there, Mama." The world tilted. She dropped the light. It rolled, splashing below. And as the beam spun, it revealed walls covered in drawings, stick figures, houses, rain, and a woman with long hair holding a little girl's hand. Underneath were childlike letters scrawled in red. "I miss you." Nadia's voice cracked. Who are you?" "You don't remember." Her heart stopped cold. She backed away slowly, then ran, sobbing all the way home. That night, she woke to the smell of wet earth inside her apartment. Water dripped from the ceiling. A dark puddle spread across the floor, glimmering under moonlight. She reached for the switch, and there, standing barefoot in the puddle, was the same girl, soaked, pale, hair plastered to her cheeks. "You said we'd walk home together," Nadia screamed. The girl didn't move. "They told me not to follow the light," the girl whispered. "But you dropped your umbrella. You left me there." Flashes of memory slammed into Nadia's mind. Rain, a flood, a small hand slipping from hers as water roared. A face disappearing beneath the current. Her daughter's scream. No, that's not..." She gasped, shaking her head. "She died. I couldn't..." "You didn't try." The child stepped forward. Every footstep left a trail of dark water across the tiles. "You ran." The lights flickered. Nadia's phone buzzed on the table, an unknown number flashing. She picked it up with trembling fingers. The message read, "She's waiting in the drain." Her ears rang. The sound of rushing water filled the room, though the windows were closed. She turned back. The girl was gone. Only her voice remained, rising from the kitchen sink, the bathroom tap, the walls. "You can still come back." The tunnels open again. Nadia ran out of the apartment into the rain. The storm had returned, fierce and heavy. The underpass was already half flooded. The grate lay completely open now, black water swirling beneath it like a throat. She knelt beside it, sobbing. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you." "Then come home." A small hand reached up. This time she took it, cold, soft, pulling gently downward. As the storm raged, a passing motorcyclist saw her kneeling by the drain, whispering to the dark. When he looked back seconds later, she was gone. The next morning, police found an umbrella and phone near the underpass. On the phone's last recording, only one sound played on repeat, running water and a faint lullaby. "Rain, rain, go away." Investigators sealed the drain, citing flood hazard. But workers swear they hear laughter whenever it rains. Sometimes, when storms flood the city at midnight, water rises up the pavement near Firozapur Road, bubbling through the grates, and for a moment, a small hand presses against the metal bars before vanishing again. And locals say if you ever walk that stretch alone in heavy rain, you might hear a girl whisper through the storm, "Hold my hand, Mama." The CCTV footage always glitched at the same time, 12:17 a.m. every night. The city control room logged it. Camera 12 in Ridgeway Tunnel would flicker, distort, then freeze on a single frame. A man standing in the middle of the empty lane, staring straight at the camera. No one ever saw him enter. No one ever saw him leave. Only the eyes, bright even through the static like two small lanterns. Traffic police joked about it at first. Ghost shift again. One laughed. "At least he's punctual," another said. Until one night, Officer Rahim volunteered to check it himself. He radioed in, "Entering Ridgeway Tunnel now." Static swallowed the line. Then, moments later, Camera 12 showed him too, frozen beside the glowing-eyed man, both staring into the lens. Both motionless. The feed stayed that way until dawn. When patrol arrived, the tunnel was empty. But Rahim's radio lay in the center of the road, and from its speaker came a faint whisper. He's still watching. Introduction: Ridgeway Tunnel was old, built in 1972, beneath a stretch of highway that rarely slept. It wasn't haunted in stories, just unlucky. Flickering lights, random blackouts, vehicles stalling for no reason. After Rahim vanished, the department filed it as electrical malfunction and human error. But the engineers who inspected the feed noticed something strange. A faint rhythmic pulse embedded in the static. Like breathing, Zara, a forensic technician, was the first to notice it spelled a pattern. She isolated the signal and froze the frame. There, beneath the noise, were letters scratched faintly on the tunnel wall behind Rahim. "Do not look back." Zara stared, whispering, "What the hell is that?" Her supervisor brushed it off. Old graffiti. Probably nothing. But that night, as she replayed the clip at home, she swore the man's eyes in the video shifted slightly, turning toward her. She shut the laptop, heart hammering. "Just fatigue," she muttered. Still, she couldn't shake the feeling that someone, was observing her through the frozen screen. Conflict development 2 days later. Another driver disappeared inside the tunnel. Dashcam footage recovered from his abandoned car showed headlights slicing through empty space until the beam landed on something ahead. A mirror, huge, cracked, propped against the tunnel wall. In its reflection stood a man in a police uniform, Rahim, expression blank, eyes glowing faintly white. The driver gasped, "What the—" The mirror rippled. The reflection smiled. "Don't look back." Then the recording ended in static. Zara watched the clip on repeat, her stomach tightening each time the reflection smiled a little sooner than before. That night, she dreamed of standing in the tunnel herself, holding a flashlight. Every time she turned it off, she could hear breathing behind her. But when she turned around, nothing. "Don't look back," the darkness whispered. She woke up gasping. The hum of her computer filled the silence, except the computer was off, and on the black screen of her monitor, reflected faintly, was a figure standing right behind her. She turned. Nothing. Her hands trembled as she whispered, "It's just in my head." Then her phone lit up. "Unknown number. If you see him, don't look back." Her heart dropped. She texted back, "Who is this?" Reply, "You already saw him." Climax: Zara couldn't stay away. She drove to Ridgeway Tunnel that night, armed with 2 cameras, a flashlight, and pure fear. The tunnel was supposed to be closed for repairs, but the barrier was open. The air inside was colder, heavier, humming like an electric current. As she stepped in, her phone buzzed again. 12:17 a.m., the same timestamp from every glitch. Her camera recorded each step, flickering lights, cracked walls, and distant echoes of footsteps that weren't hers. "Rahim," she called. "If you're in here, say something." Her voice bounced back. "Something," she froze. "Who said that?" "You did?" Her flashlight sputtered. The walls shimmered like mirrors of oil. In one reflection, she saw herself. Only her reflection was smiling. "Don't look back," it whispered. Zara clutched the camera to her chest, breathing hard. She walked backward, refusing to turn. The deeper she went, the louder the breathing grew, wet, ragged, almost behind her ear. "You looked last time." Her light flickered out. In total darkness, a hand brushed her shoulder. Zara screamed and spun around, instinct overriding fear. And there he was, Rahim, pale, still, eyes glowing white in the dark. Behind him, the tunnel wasn't concrete anymore. It was alive, lined with slick, pulsating walls that shimmered with reflected faces, hundreds of them, all whispering the same words. "He's watching. Don't look back." Zara dropped the camera and ran. But no matter how fast she moved, the tunnel stretched, swallowing her footsteps, turning in impossible circles. Every direction reflected her, running, screaming, fading. At exactly 12:17 a.m., the feed in the control room glitched again. Camera 12 showed Zara standing beside Rahim in the middle of the road, both motionless, both staring into the lens. Resolution at dawn. Engineers found her car parked at the tunnel entrance. Inside, her ID, her phone, and her camera, still recording. The final clip showed Zara standing still under the tunnel lights, whispering something over and over. "Don't look back. Don't look back. Don't look back." Then, after 2 minutes of silence, she slowly turned toward the camera. Her eyes shone bright white, and the feed cut to black. Weeks later, Ridgeway Tunnel was permanently sealed. But the CCTV feed, Camera 12, never stopped transmitting. Every night, at 12:17 a.m., it flickers to life. Two figures stand in the center, Rahim and Zara, motionless, eyes glowing faintly in the dark. And sometimes, engineers swear there's a third figure now, farther in the background. No one can tell who it is. No one dares to rewind the footage past 12:17 because every time someone does, the tunnel camera blinks, and the viewer's own reflection in the screen smiles back.